Well, this is our first episode of our show. He is black,
He is Asian.
and we are Blasian Takeout. We're supposed to say it together.
No.
We're Blasian Takeout, bro.
No.
We are Blasian Takeout.
Blasian takeout.
He probably is blacker than I am, which is probably very true. So today we went to one of my favorite spots. I've been here before. This is Swaggy D over here to my right, and I am No Capes Cause or WhatupKJ, depending on where you follow me on the socials. But No Capes Cause. So we appreciate y'all tuning in. Number one, what should our viewers do first and foremost?
They should subscribe, like, comment, and share everything out.
Share everything out, like, comment, all that good jazz. Definitely subscribe. We appreciate that. We went to Nico Ramen. I have been there before. This place is bomb. Dare I say, one of the best ramen places in Denver. This is Swaggy D's first time going there. So what we're going to do is eat in you guys' faces. Because this place is freaking amazing. He got the black garlic. Of course you did.
Yeah.
Of course you did. And I got the miso hot. Miso hot, baby. Yeah, this place is absolutely amazing. Nico Ramen. If you want some good noodles, this is the spot to go to, especially.
Okay, I know we're both hungry.
Yeah, we hungry.
I know he hasn't ate this morning. I definitely didn't
Yep.
eat this morning.
I've been waiting for this moment all day. You have no idea. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to come and show you guys just how gorgeous that is. Look at that. Oh, shit. I'm spilling it on the carpet. Fuck. I think that's what the kids call it, glazing.
No, that is not what glazing is.
Isn't that glazing is like when you're trying to make something seem more extravagant than what it is, right? Like you're showing it off.
No, when you're glazing, you're ego boosting.
Okay, well, I'm ego boosting this ramen. So it kind of fit.
Yeah,
It kind of, I was glazing
You're
and then
glazing the
I
ramen.
dropped it right in
Sure.
front of the camera. Okay, first bite. I'm using chopsticks.
By the way, that sounds scuffed because I was talking with the chopsticks in my
Oh,
mouth.
you were?
But hey,
Mhm.
who cares?
Mm.
Alright,
Oh my God.
first bite, right?
That is just a sensation beyond sensations.
Okay, this is good.
Every morsel of my tongue is being attacked right now with goodness. Mm-hmm.
It is actually really good ramen, guys. Make sure you go check him out. He'll link it. But to go into this, I know you're hungry as AF, but I guess we should get into our first couple of topics, right? I guess I will start off. Do you guys think it's acceptable to forget your best friend's birthday?
Oh my God.
Okay. Recently,
I can explain.
Karan, aka KJ, had forgotten my birthday, and I've known this man for 11 years, okay? And he forgot my birthday.
Can I explain?
And before he says,
Can I explain?
Wow. Before you say this, he's going to say, well, you don't even know when my birthday is. March 23rd, okay? March 23rd.
I feel like you just looked that up, but whatever.
Wow! I don't even have my phone.
It's like somebody that's like, oh, because I was just telling a mutual friend of ours to watch the Goofy movie, right?
Right.
And she comes back with all of these facts about the Goofy movie. And I'm like, well, that's unfair because you just recently watched it.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I feel like you probably just recently looked it up.
No.
So you could have this debate. Anyway, okay. So
Explain yourself, though.
I recently deleted Facebook off of my phone because of storage, right? Because I don't know if anyone else has an iPhone out there. Sometimes I have issues with the storage, and I was like, all right, I'm gonna delete Facebook because it's one of those things that was taking up gigabytes or whatever. So usually Facebook is my thing that reminds me. And I know some of you are like, that's no excuse. You guys have been friends for how long and you don't remember his birthday? Why don't you have it saved in your phone? Right. Lesson learned. Lesson learned. Usually I just depended on Facebook to remind me of these things. Am I the only one? Am I the only one? You guys comment and let me know. But yeah, I deleted Facebook and I felt like a shitty friend. So today I bought us ramen.
Hey, I thanked him for it.
To make up for the forgetfulness.
I thanked him for it. Okay.
Yeah.
You know, and I went and I bought some liquor, so we're gonna party afterwards. But all right, that was my first topic. Let's go into one of your topics. How about that?
So we talk number one, I guess before we get into bigger topics, because I have a few things that we're going to talk about, but this is our first episode of Blasian Takeout, and oh my god, can I just say this ramen is so good. I love Nico ramen. I didn't even set a timer for
No.
we were supposed whatever, it's okay. Yeah, that's
It's good. We got
it's fine. We got the point across. Nico ramen, check them out, they're amazing. So what's so funny is like this whole show, this whole concept, this whole idea, like we have been planning this back in, I want to say 2015. And what is it now, 2025?
Yeah, it's about 10 years.
About 10 years in the works. And it was really before like podcasts were like a big thing. You know, like I was doing YouTube stuff back then and we had become good friends. And like I made him dress up as like a Power Ranger. And it was like, all right, he still has PTSD from that experience. But, you know, we've been kicking it ever since. And like this actual whole Blasian Takeout thing, we had talked. And I remember it was at my old apartment that was roach infested, by the way. And I had a different dog who's now dead. Rest in peace. I'm just backtracking on memories. All right. And we were like sitting at the table. We're like, okay, so this is what we should do. We both worked at the theater. We could talk about movies. I think we even talked a little bit about like anime stuff. And we were like, we can go to different food places and we can review, you know, different food items, you know, while eating in people's faces on camera, talking about the things that we love.
Yep.
You remember that?
Yep. And the thing is like this whole podcast is going to be more based. I know you guys usually see us on That's Ridiculous, and there's 3 of us, but this one was more about me and him actually getting this project off the ground for over 10 years now.
Yeah. Yep.
And this one's more going to be heavily focused on the anime, the pop culture, you know, movie stuff that normally we wouldn't talk on That's Ridiculous. I mean, we still do the movie stuff on That's Ridiculous, but we're doing it more in the case of like we can go more in depth on it on these ones. And then the biggest thing is we also want to do more of the relationship take of things as well.
Because some of you may be new to that channel too. We there's a trio of us. Shout out to Wise Ramon. It's our friend group, so we have 2 separate channels under like our same company. So that one we talk more about like a crazy, ridiculous world news. We talk about ridiculous theories. The title of the show kind of speaks for itself. So we have like a whole season of episodes that are there, that are also on Spotify, that are on YouTube, and potentially like changing those videos over to a new channel for That's Ridiculous, so it's easier to find on YouTube. So if you want to see that whole trio, we'll make sure to drop a link below. So if you don't know what that is, and you haven't seen us there, well, check us out there as well, because yeah, there'll be new episodes of that show as well as Blasian Takeout. And Blasian Takeout, what days do we release episodes, Swaggy D?
So we're gonna start releasing episodes every Tuesday, or no, not sorry. I almost screwed that up. Every Monday and Wednesday. And the thing is you'll get an episode. We're gonna record. We have actually a bunch of guests lined up for Blasian Takeout, and you'll get different perspectives and everything on that. And then you know, KJ is going to mostly handle the YouTube uploads and most of the editing. And then I will handle the also getting this up on just like That's Ridiculous, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, everything like that. So Mondays and Wednesdays is when we're going to actually start uploading things. And you'll probably see this first one sometime in January, because we're gonna we're just gonna leave it as surprise as that. But
Does the microphone pick up my slurping sounds?
It probably will. But but other than that, that's what we'll go into. But I think that's enough for that part of the podcast stuff. So what's one of your topics?
Yes.
Because I know we each come with 3 topics. I've already done one. I got 2 more left. He's got 3. Yep. What you got next?
So in the topic of anime, and being a man of color, being a black man, this is something that I've noticed is why is it that black people resonate with anime so strongly? And if you are a person of color and you're an anime fan, I would love to hear from you in the comments if you're watching the show. But I can speak for myself, and then I want to hear from your perspective too on this. I'm going to use one particular anime, probably one of the greatest of all time, Dragon Ball Z, right? I think you look at kind of the structure of certain characters and the backstory to specifically like the Saiyans, for instance, right? This powerful race that happened to be kind of enslaved and kind of under this, crazy dictatorship, essentially. And you have like certain heroes and characters that rise up and continue to power up and, break free of, that dictatorship. And you look at those kinds of characters and even them calling them monkeys, I think there's a lot that, at least for me growing up, because when we were kids, let me just backtrack. Number one, my first like interaction with anime period was like Toonami. So Toonami, like that was the thing that introduced a lot of us when we were kids. Like if you were 90s kids, right? Like that's the thing that kind of introduced us to anime was Toonami. Like so DBZ, Sailor Moon, Yu Yu Hakusho, like all of that stuff. Inuyasha, like that was, the doing of Toonami. So if you were a black kid in America, like that was kind of your first introduction, essentially. But I use DBZ as a like prime example for me, where it's like I see like the history of like certain characters, and there's things that you can just relate to that are relatable, and it's not so far fetched that they draw from like historical platforms to tell a different story. If that makes sense. So I feel like that's a lot of the times why we relate with anime is because like, yeah, we can see ourselves in these characters, which sometimes, they don't always look like us. We need more colored anime characters. By the way, that one that you introduced me to, there's some cool colored people in there.
Yeah,
I don't know why I say
yeah, he's talking. So yeah, I've been putting on a lot of animes lately, Solo Leveling and Gacha Akura. Which he's talking about now. There's a lot of black characters introduced into that, which I think is cool for one. Yep. And going into into the whole subject of that, I feel like it doesn't just resonate with just black people. It also resonates. There's a lot of Hispanic people who love anime. And I feel like it's out of their realm. But also at the same time, if you look at it, a lot of animes are like, okay, you have your main character or characters and you get their backstory and they come from nothing and then all of a sudden they're like a super powerful being, right? And so I think that's what resonates with a lot of people is like, we all, some of us, I shouldn't say all of us, some of us go through a struggle to get through life, and then we have to make ourselves what we need to be. So I think that's the biggest thing for that. Yep. And that's why it resonates not just with black people, but with all sorts of people.
Yeah, there's something that you can just relate to and find, like in a lot of the characters in anime. And you mentioned, are we getting into anime now? Like shows?
Yeah, we can.
Because we got to dive into a little bit of that because I know you got other topics that I definitely want us to touch on. Number one, he put me on to Solo Leveling. I know that, if you're watching anime, you should probably know that's probably one of the biggest ones, I would say. I'm sure there's others, but I feel like that's one that's like really popular and I see why. I didn't know anything about it until he like gave me a synopsis and was like, all right, you know what? I can only tell you so much. Why don't you just watch an episode, get a feel for yourself? And I was like, yo, I'm hooked. So first reactions, Solo Leveling, and then how do you rate that anime? Like 1 out of 10, what's your rating?
So, first reactions to it, I got hooked on the very first episode for sure.
Yep.
And I feel like that's the same way with you, how you felt about that. Just going through Gina's whole story arc and everything, it really gets it. And by the way, if you guys haven't seen it by now, like, what are you doing?
Yeah.
Like, this thing has been out, I think 2016 is when it first aired, the first season, and then recently this year, the second season, and then now I think they're getting another season. So, if you don't want spoilers, don't watch this part. But anyway,
it's so good. Definitely
but it is so good. I would definitely give it, I think I'm going to give it like I'm going to say like maybe a 9.5. It's a really good anime, and especially when you figure out the character arcs and the writing of it, it's very like in depth about it, and especially like before I get into anything else. But what was your first impression? What do you rank it?
Man, I thought it was dope as hell because like the whole concept of it has like this game aspect to it, where it's like almost like I wouldn't necessarily say the Matrix, but there's something else going on,
right? And
we still don't know exactly what it is, but you have this guy who is like the lowest ranking hunter in this story, and usually you don't really level up. Who the hell is texting me? Who is this? Oh, that's a friend. Okay. So anyway, usually you don't level up, but it's interesting to see like something happen to this guy without giving too many spoilers away if you haven't seen it. Something happens to him, and then like he levels up, and he's not supposed to, and he's like got like something in his head that's allowing him to see things that other people can't see, like as a hunter. So it's a really dope story. I give it a 10 out of 10. Okay. And the theme song goes hard, bro. Theme song is crazy alone. So I'm gonna give it, I'm gonna say 10 out of 10.
Okay. Yeah, no, I really wanted to know what.
I mean, I'm also a horror, so I'm easy to please, but
I just really wanted to know your thoughts of that last fight, like with the Ant King. That was the dopest thing ever. And by the way, every time the song Aria comes on, something's going down.
Yep.
Know something's going down.
Crazy.
So,
absolutely crazy.
But like the fact that the Ant King could take out that many S ranks.
Yeah.
And Gino is the only one who was able to do anything about it. And that it was broadcast. So like he couldn't hide anything anymore. Like now everyone knows who he is.
Now you just made me remember something. So our mutual friend, right, was watching it, and I kind of like spoiled that part for her, and they were like, "Stop telling me things. I didn't ask." And I think it really like made them upset. And I was like, "Oh yeah, I guess I should like stop spoiling stuff for people when they're watching an anime." Because I was like, really, I didn't spoil it big. I was just like, "Yo, wait till you see this guy."
Right.
She's like, I didn't ask. Just let me watch the whole thing. But yeah. Yeah. No, yeah. You got a fair warning. Like if you haven't seen it, go watch it. But Solo Leveling was dope. I think I'm watching a lot of stuff, surprisingly, like simultaneously, but enjoying it. Right. And I think we talked about that earlier, like with certain anime. I know you had a problem where it would be like you would start something but then wouldn't finish it. And I used to be the same way with anime, but now I'm like watching like a lot of stuff. Sakamoto Days is really good. Ramna Half, those are like the Netflix ones. They're good. They're really good. I enjoy those. Getting back into Inuyasha, because I remember it being on as a kid and would watch episodes but never like fully watch the full season. And then this dude put me on to like absolute fire on Crunchyroll. I'm like, I'm hooked. I'm hooked.
I finished 3 animes this year, which is a surprise because they've all been good. He did put me on Dan to Dan. Yeah. I wasn't like fully into it, and then I was like, I got bored one day and I finished it. Yep. At least season 2, And yeah, I fairly enjoyed it.
Yeah, I was
And then obviously Solo Leveling I finished, and I finished Gacha Akuda, which
Yeah.
he's in the middle of right
just
now.
started. It's pretty good. I'm not gonna lie. That one's a good one too.
So, yeah, I'm very good at picking out animes. Like it's just that kind of thing.
Yeah.
Um,
Swaggy's got not only okay. Number one, what shoes are you wearing today?
So these are the Bait, Clot, and Adidas collab.
Okay.
Clot is a Chinese brand by Edison Chen.
Okay.
He's a famous designer, but he also did like a bunch of like movies, music, and stuff before becoming a designer. Very underrated. Like a lot of people messed with his Nike stuff.
Yeah.
And they didn't like that he was going to Adidas, but a lot of people are sleeping on the Adidas collab because with a lot of the stuff that he's come out with so far have just been fire.
So I bring that up because this man has a collection of shoes, and he's gonna wear a new pair of shoes, not a new pair of shoes, but a different pair of shoes every episode that we do because he absolutely can. He's got the collection like that. All right. But not only is he Swaggy D because of his swag. All right, the man's got taste in anime. He's been putting me on to good stuff, and I'm like, I can't deny it. So, aside from that, other news and topics, I shared one. You shared one. We'll go back to you. What's another? What else you got, Swaggy?
So another one that I got, kind of going back into the anime thing, is like you level up, right? But also there's this thing about like monsters are not born, they are made. And so like what I mean by that is like you have to, like, if you watch an anime, like specific backstories of villain characters or even characters that might be the protagonist but can seem like they might be a villain in the end, but like the reason they're made into a monster is because their backstory.
Yeah.
Like and it's not, I'm not just saying this in anime, but like if you look at people in life, right? There's something that had to make them the way they are.
Yeah.
Not everyone is always meant to be a monster.
Yeah.
Unless somebody makes them into a monster.
Something happens, some type of traumatic event. Yeah.
And I think that I take that one to heart because, before this, I used to work at a hospital, and the thing is like, my boss would tell me like, people don't like me, they didn't want to work with me, and then he literally told me, that people think you're a monster. I'm like, am I really that difficult? And the thing is Karan can tell you this because I've worked with him in the past at the movie theater, and like, it's not that I'm a monster, it's just like something had to make me that way.
Yeah.
Right,
for sure.
And then that's like
road rage. You might be a monster on the road,
right?
But that's a different story.
But taking that energy and like things, like something had to make you that way.
Yeah.
And like even like these people that you look at, like serial killers and stuff like that. I mean, yes, they are monsters in the end, but something triggered them to make them in that way.
Yeah.
So my question is like, do you think that people just put that monster label and they're not thinking like, well, what made him become like that or her become like that? Yeah. There had to be something that triggered it.
Right. Yeah. Yep. No, I agree. Cause like, yeah, there's something you aren't just born that way. Something happened, something you experienced, right? Like, and that's the same. Like, are people just born good? Are people just born bad? Like, yeah, I think things are going to happen in our lives, but what puts you on the trajectory of like your path are the follow-up decisions that you make, right? So it's like, yeah, something could happen that triggers somebody to, go down a certain path or feel or act a certain way. But then the resulting responsibility is more of like, okay, so those things happen. Now, what are you going to do with that experience? Then that's when it becomes more of the personal decision for individuals, where it's like, yeah, you get to choose who you want to be, even though things are messed up that happen sometimes to people. But we all have a choice, and you kind of have to figure out, like, all right, what are my follow-up decisions based off of these experiences that have happened, or things that you may have done, whatever. So yeah, it's that is a good topic.
Yeah. And agree. If I, anybody from a past job, if you really do think I'm a monster, like, you guys all made me that way. Just to think about it. And now I've gone through a major glow up with this dude.
Yeah.
Like,
Yep.
literally, like, I was looking at past, podcasts and pictures. I was a big boy, and now I'm becoming more of a shredded boy.
Yep.
Like, even the pants. I told him this
Swollen, son.
when I met this dude this afternoon. I told him, these pants, the specific pants I'm wearing right now, I bought them. I couldn't even fit them. I couldn't even zip them up, and now I can fit them. Yeah. So there's a big difference.
Yeah.
So
Damn.
Anyway, going into the next subject.
Yeah. Ooh, this is a good one. Because I feel like this could be very dicey, but I like it. Is honesty always the best policy?
No.
All right.
Okay. This dude literally told. So he told his girls, this girl that he was dating had to move to a completely new state.
That's right.
Because he broke up with her. And so, and the fact that she still lives in Colorado. Yeah. One of these days, these girls are going to grow up and they're going to be like, my dad said you moved away.
Yeah. Yeah, she moved away, far away. You won't ever see her again. Because it's like, how do you explain a break? I mean, you could just, and here's the thing, retrospect, I realize my girls are smart. So honestly, I probably could have just told them, like, yeah, things didn't work out with me and that person. We're just friends, but, you won't be seeing them anymore. Easy as that. I could have said that.
Yeah.
Instead, my dumb ass was like, oh, yeah, she moved far away to another country, so, yeah. So I guess little white lies sometimes work. But then I look at it from another perspective, like, for me.
And some people can't take that honesty, though.
That's the thing, yeah. So you have to gauge it, and it sounds shitty, but then it depends on the situation and the people, and you have to gauge that, I guess, as an individual, where it's like, for me, I'm such an honest Abe, I guess, is like, I'm always going to do my best to tell the truth. I'm going to be honest. I'm going to be upfront. I'm going to be transparent, because I feel like, especially like if you're in a partnership, you're dating or you're married to somebody, you want to be able to confide in that person and know, like, hey, I can go to them, with anything and talk about whatever's going on, which sounds so crazy. But I mean, I feel like, yeah, you have to gauge what the cost is. What's the cost of the truth versus, like, what is honesty always the best policy? What is the cost of the truth then? That's the real question. Yes, so the cost of, like, honesty, I feel it really just depends on, like, if you're holding on to a lie, then you're afraid of exposing, yourself or, whatever it is that you don't want to, like, tarnish, if that makes sense. So I feel like for me, that's why I'm like, I feel like I try my best to always be honest. But then, I don't know. You have to, because then you look at, like, the ripple effect of, like, telling a lie, and then you have to tell, like, another lie sometimes to keep that first lie, stable, but then you're like, well, I have to, there's some people like, well, I have to lie to this person, because I want to protect them, because if I tell them exactly what happened, like, for instance, like, if you have, like, a husband that, like, cheated on his wife and they've been together for, like, 30 years, and it would just absolutely crush her if he, said, like, hey, this is what I did, and it was our next door neighbor, blah, 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 blah. And it's like, you know what, there are some people who are like, I would rather, have a lie than you tell the truth that ruins everything. That is I feel I feel like that's just an illusion of protecting oneself than it is protecting the other person. Because here's the thing, there's going to be consequences regardless, whether it's good or bad. Like the other part is like you could tell the truth and then it's like something really amazing happens that's like freeing in that situation versus like the truth of the matter is like if you're choosing to cover up things, then it's like maybe you're just protecting yourself than it is the other person or people, if that makes sense. You know what I mean? So I don't know. I'm all about being honest. I'm all about being honest. I mean, I lie about stupid shit. Like, I lie to my kids all the time, about small things. Yeah. I mean, about my ex moving to a different country, even though the reason was we broke up. But it was like, how do I explain that to toddlers? It's like, it is what it is. But like bigger things that affect your life and other people, it's like, I think that the real thing, because damn it, I keep forgetting the question, is honesty always the best policy? I would say yes, because at the end of the day, you have to gauge who are you protecting and where are you being most transparent? Are you protecting yourself or are you, protecting the other person? Because protecting yourself could be like, well, I'm lying because I don't want to be exposed or whatever, or I'm lying because I don't want them to get hurt, whatever. So I just feel like the truth is always, it's always good, man. There's going to be consequences, but those consequences could be good. I don't know.
No, I'm lying to everybody. I'm lying to everybody.
He said I'm lying to
Except
everybody.
for this guy. I'm always honest to him. But other than that, I'm lying to everybody.
All right. Fair enough. You got your two sides. So, yeah, I think that was an interesting question. Honesty being I'm all for it, man. You have some other like tragic news.
Yeah, so the last topic is a big topic. By the time you guys see this, it's gonna be a little bit blown over, but YouTuber Lamar Wilson, he has passed on. I'm not gonna say the exact word on how he did it, but anyway, it's never a way to take yourself out of it. Okay, you don't want to always end your game a little too early. I feel like he was big in the YouTube space and everything. Like he had the reviews and everything, and I think reports came out that he had some mental health issues, and end screen there. Anyway, just to I get it. Everybody goes through mental health kicks and everything, and always been a big advocate of get therapy. Get therapy. And for the people who say therapy doesn't work, it does work.
It works.
Okay? I've gone to therapy. This guy knows that I've gone to therapy. I've been in therapy my whole life. And you have to find good therapists. Like if you don't find a good therapist that actually help you work through your problems, then it's not going to work. You're just giving somebody your money. So please find a good therapist and go to therapy. Especially if you're having any mental health problems or abusive relationship problems or any kind of problem. Like sometimes you don't feel comfortable. Us as human beings, we don't feel comfortable talking to like your friend and being, or your mom or your dad or your brother or your sister, because you're going to hear the thing and you're going to ignore them even though they're someone close to you, because they're going to tell you the same thing over and over again. But when you go to somebody who's not a part of that group, you take and receive that information a lot differently. And so, like I said, always go get therapy if you need therapy, because it's an important thing, especially. And I've told this dude, I've gone to therapy. I've been in therapy since elementary school, and so and most of that was just anger issues. And yes, I do agree, I do have anger issues, but I've been working a lot on it. But I've also had other issues. So like you got to take care of all those issues and find a good therapist and everything.
And to be fair, you couldn't really tell that he has anger issues. If you know him, but that speaks more because he's done the work to where within himself to where you wouldn't recognize that. Like, if he was having a bad day, I probably would recognize it. But at the same time, I feel like because when you do the personal work for yourself, like going to therapy and putting in those practices, then it's like, yeah, you work through that shit, and it might be harder for someone to tell, like, oh, I guess you are having a bad day, but the way he handles himself and carries himself is always pretty lax most of the time.
But
So.
yeah, and I know it was a shock to you this morning because you didn't know.
I didn't know anything about that, which is crazy. I've been following Lamar Wilson, and I love. I mean, it's what's crazy, and I think what's most tragic is that it's always the people who seem to be giving the most, and I'm not saying like charitable, but it's more so of like their passion. Like they give so much. They always seem so joyful, and it's like those are sometimes the people who are the most depressed or dealing with like heavy issues. I was mentioning to you like Jason David Frank, like what was that 3 years ago, where we lost him in a similar fashion, which is just it's unfortunate, So I think the biggest thing, check in on your peoples as best you like. If you got people that you love in your life, family, friends, check in on them, make sure they're good, give them a call, stop by, like, don't be weird, man. Just go check, hang out with your people, call your boy, call your girl, like, do those things because you never know what somebody is going through. They could be like smiling in your face, and you never know what's like behind, that smile or whatever they're dealing with. So check in on people because you just never know. For sure. Do you have anything else to add to Lamar? Yeah, very unfortunate, though. Very unfortunate.
I think I noticed the signs because I told him I watch a lot of Dashi, and he stopped uploading for some reason. And then this came out, and and the fact that he passed on November, and now it's been almost a month.
Yeah.
And nobody knew anything.
Yeah, I didn't know anything until you told me today. I was like, damn.
Well, nobody knew until today. And so, Are
you going to eat your ramen?
Yes, I am going to eat. I'm slow eating. I'm slow eating it. And by the way, biggest thing, just go get therapy. Just get the therapy. I mean, I get it. It's expensive. But if you can find someone in your price range, there's some people that will absolutely... You can find people who will do it pro bono, people who are just learning, find somebody that will help you, overcome that. Because for my experience, I have gone to therapy my whole life, and it's worked. It's worked, and but that all matters about finding the right therapist. Yep. I'm not gonna lie, there are therapists who are out there who just want the money. Yeah. And they will give you some kind of BS answers, and so that you can keep coming back and keep getting and they'll keep getting your money from your pocket.
Kind of just selling to you.
Right. Yeah. But for me, I feel like it's best you find that person, and when you find that person, good. But if somehow they retire or whatever, go find you another person that is good. You gotta try people out and be like, yes, this person actually helped me out and everything.
I mean, and here's the thing. What's more expensive, like your life or, you investing in your life? Right. You know what I mean? Because, like, at the end of the day, like, yeah, you got to do that self-work. I feel like everyone could probably benefit, from therapy. So that's my viewpoint on it. Do the work. It is so easy to go in on other people. It's the hardest thing to go in on yourself and do your own self-work. So do that because it makes a difference. Next and last topic. Relax, Thor. Relax. My dog's over here to the left. Do dating apps work? I'll repeat it again. Do dating apps work? Now, if you would have asked me this question like months ago, I would say, hell to the no, they don't. Dating apps they're horrible. It's a miserable experience. It's like swimming in Coors Light, Rocky Mountain piss water. That's what it feels like. But before I share more of my insight, actually I guess I can because he's like gobbling up noodles. He's eating his noodles right now. Yeah. So I would say yes and no. Yes and no. Yes, they're absolutely like stupid sometimes, and I feel like the thing. I think I've seen two different versions of how the dating apps work. Because like over the summer, like I had sucky dating experiences, like he knows. Um, and yeah, I've had very sucky dating experiences. It is what it is. Um, and a lot of that is just like you're scrolling through, you meet certain people, and it just feels like just this soulless almost. You know what I mean? You're just swiping and swiping, and some people just have a certain agenda or whatever. You know what I mean? And there's like this lack of connection. So we were like, all right, just get out and touch grass, man. Like, why don't we go step out and go talk to actual people instead of like being on an app? So with our friend group, we would like, all right, certain weekends we're gonna all step out, go do something, and just engage and meet people directly, versus so much behind your phone kind of thing. Now, if you have a busy lifestyle like a lot of us do, sometimes the apps are handy where it's like, yo, it's hard to just put yourself in that setting and arena. I mean, shoot your shot. If you're gonna shoot your shot, shoot your shot. Confidence is everything, right? There's nothing wrong with that. But I would have to say, for me, yeah, as of recently,
It's worked for him.
it's worked. It's been pretty good. Now, I think the key to it is just transparency, being yourself, having fun. This is another thought that just came into my mind.
And not moving too fast.
Exactly. Do not move so fast. And a part of that is the bigger lesson. Like, I came from an experience of being divorced and then entering into the dating world after that. And then it's like, you can't go into the dating world with like a committed mentality. Right. You know what I mean? So it's like, when I first, got divorced and then first started dating again, it was like, I had all these different expectations, because if you've been boot-caked up in a committed relationship for like many years, and then now you're entering into the dating world, your whole paradigm is so different than what the game is. And so like now I got, my boys who were like, yo, you need to go learn the game because your game sucks right now. You need to learn how to date. You need to learn how to talk to women. You need to learn how to just have fun again, and not take things so seriously, because it was like, again, that whole therapeutic thing, there was a lot of internal work that I needed to do first because you're just so focused on, well, I'm trying to find the one. And it's like, man, you need to just have fun and chill. Like, just relax. Don't rush into anything. Don't rush things. Just have fun and be confident, within yourself. So I feel like, for me, throughout those lessons of like a sucky experience of dating, throughout the summer, and then, kind of having like this soulless vibe where it was like, man, I feel like there's a lack of connectivity. But as of now, as of recently, yeah, like I did meet somebody that I have a good, really great connection with. Really like this person. She's amazing.
They also like the same stuff as you.
She also likes the same stuff as me and same core values. Like, that's important. And we met through a dating app. I'm not gonna say which one because that doesn't matter. They're not promoting us. They're not one of our sponsors. So, but anyway, like, it can work. And I think the key to it is just, stick it out, see what happens, and don't rush things. Just do your best to have fun. I guess that's the thing that I've learned. Swaggy, what about you? Like, what is your experience with the dating apps?
I hate them.
Okay.
I hate them. I'd rather go meet somebody in real life.
Okay.
I think that's my thing.
Yeah.
I hate them.
Okay.
But
Yep.
I think the biggest thing is like I've watched this guy grow a lot, especially in the dating scene.
Mm-hmm.
He was rushing things way too fast and everything, and all the girls that he's dated so far, I'm excluding the one that right now.
Yeah.
But they were always red flags, and like as I want to tell him, my spidey senses were tingling. I wasn't getting a good vibe check with a lot of these girls because they were like exclusive because they didn't want to share him, especially with his friends and like his family. Like,
that feels very best friend-ish there.
Like they were all exclusive. Like they didn't want to. They didn't want us to be a part of anything.
Right.
They wanted you all to yourself.
Yeah.
unless the difference is like you're mine, okay?
Yeah.
No, but
that's what I was
anyway.
like. Yeah, that's the best friend coming out. Like they didn't want to share him with us. They wanted to take all of his time.
Yeah.
You know.
So
They wanted to be the only ones to have sex with him. It's like what?
Whoa. Okay, but anyway,
he would say that. He would say that. By
he's
the way.
not gonna lie. But anyway, with this guy here though, with this current one, I haven't had anything really buzz off in my head, being like, oh, and she's actually been inviting me to go do stuff with them, with her friends.
Yeah.
So that's
Very inclusive.
That's a plus side. Like you want to be inclusive to your friend groups because you want your friends to like her friends and her friends to like your friends, and then you also want to be able to all hang out and do stuff together, but also like don't get it twisted. Like if the boys want to go hang out, he's gonna come and hang out with the boys because that's very important. But then you also know that she's got her friend group and they can go out and do what they want to do without any worries, and I feel like that was with a lot of his relationships going into things is like people didn't want you to be close with your friends, especially, and be very standoffish. And the thing is like, and your ex didn't have a lot of friends to go hang out with, and then it seemed like it was a bother when you wanted to go hang out with your friends or your homies, and like you're just abandoning her, but like you could have easily called up one of your girlfriends and been like, hey, let's go out tonight, the hubby is going out, and I feel like that's a key thing for relationships to work, is like, putting enough trust, right, into your significant other or partner to actually, be able to go out with their friends and you not get jealous.
But part of that is just like also you being an individual, because I feel like sometimes we forget that, where it's like if you're boo caked up, you're a couple, but you're still two separate people, and it's important to realize like you should have your own hobbies, you should have your own friends, like go and spend time with them. Like that's important to not forget. Now, and I have to backtrack because, like there's been a lot of personal growth for me, like in terms of just my own personal work, and then also just like dating. Because Swaggy mentioned something where it was like a lot of the chicks I was talking to before, there were just visible red flags, and it's like now I can look back and say like, well, why didn't I see that before? Like, but I here's the thing, like I think. And then you also see a pattern of like insecurities within some of those people.
Yeah.
So it's like, okay, what is the common denominator? It's me. Because you attract a lot of what you are. I feel like a lot of the times, you know what I mean?
True.
So all of the insecurities that I was dealing with, it was just like, they were like, yo, you could do so much better than this. Why are you settling for this chick? Or, you know what I mean? It was like, but it was because like there was things I needed to work on within myself. You attract a lot of the times, what you are, like the same thing, you are what you eat kind of a thing, you know what I mean? You attract, what you are, and I feel like in the dating world, that was a lot of what I experienced, was like, oh, wow, I actually need to work on my own shit. I need to get my own stuff together. And now I'm in a place of like where I can recognize those red flags and see that stuff. And I'm like, looking back, I'm like, wow, what was wrong with me? You try to make excuses. There was a lot wrong with me, yes. But I mean, you try to make excuses for other people because you're so longing for like that connectivity, that connectedness. But it's like, don't sacrifice your own like self, just for the filling a gap, because that's not playing the game of longevity. You're not fixing or really building anything. You're just filling in a gap, and that's not what you really want in a relationship, So it took me some time to realize that, but personal work, thanks be to God, man. I see things a lot differently, and things are going good. Things are going good for me on the dating apps.
That is good. Yeah. And I'm just gonna let you know, any girl he dates, I was here first. 11 years. God. He already abandoned me for 2 of those years. Okay. Oh, and the thing is like, I've known him longer.
That's like best friends, man. Like, yeah, if you guys have best friends, you like,
I'm
list
third
all those
wheeling
things.
everything.
Yeah. I know.
We go out on Halloween. We're coming up with thruple couple ideas.
Thruple couple. That is wild. Thruple couple. Oh my god.
I'm third wheeling the hell out of this.
I mean, it's if you have a best friend, you guys know what it is, man. Like, it's just, it is what it is. It is what it is. So,
yep, I'm third wheeling this.
yeah, you're welcome to come along, bro. Just bring us a couple like sakis and, you know, as long as they're snacks,
right,
and pajamas.
And you know, yeah.
I don't know where.
I think the biggest thing is I think people are gonna ask, well, how are you guys gonna keep doing this show when you're constantly eating or drinking? Listen, we work out 3 days of the week, and we also work out on our spare time, and we're not eating like this every day. We actually I got like a strict diet, and, you know, he eats banana bread.
I do eat banana bread, yeah. Love me some banana bread. No, but yeah, we don't do this every day, and like, to be fair, I feel like this wasn't even like horrible.
No,
like the Nico is amazing. We would definitely be back there again,
delicious.
but
It was good.
yeah. At first, when you were like, "How are we gonna keep doing this?" I was like, "Yeah, exactly how we kept doing it. I'm gonna eat in front of you guys' faces and tell you to subscribe, like and share, comment below. We want to hear from you guys. This has been like a long thing in, you know, the coming of years of work where, like I said, back in 2015, we were talking about this concept, and it wasn't necessarily like, I think it was more vlogish, kind of how we were thinking of doing it back then. Whereas like now it's, you know, we understand the platform of kind of doing a podcast, that kind of thing. This is before podcasts were like really hot or anything like that. So to actually have this off the ground, how many years ago was that?
It would technically be 10 years, but it'll be 11 when this comes out.
That's crazy.
So it'll be 11 years in the works.
You know? It's like, what took us so long? But we're here.
Well,
We're here.
You abandoned me to California.
I didn't abandon.
Years.
I abandoned him. I forgot his birthday. I know I'm a great friend. I'm a great friend. But regardless of my mishaps, the one thing you guys should do to be better than me and to make Swaggy happy is make sure you guys subscribe to our channel, like this video, comment, and share it out. We want to build this channel up. So make sure we see some returning faces. You know what I'm saying? We want to see returning faces.
Join the Discord. I did make us a Discord server.
Yes.
That is a place where you can also upload your pics of your food experiences. You can talk about anime. You can talk about movies on the Discord.
Yep.
And you can also upload your cosplays. Because I know that was another thing we forgot to talk about is we do talk about the cosplays.
We do.
Yep. You had a do. Anyway, yes, join the Discord. The link will be in the description and on the channel. And yeah, you can join the Discord. And also, we are looking for admins and mods for that Discord as well.
Yep.
You know, and hopefully we find some good ones on there.
Yeah.
But other than that, yes, we do have a Discord as well. And we will be on all, again, streaming platforms.
Yep.
Spotify, Apple Podcasts. You know, go follow us there. Listen to it. You know, you will see it on his social. Yep. You know, both his socials actually. Yeah. WhatupKJ and No Kids Cod. Yep. And you will see it on mine, Swaggy D.
Yep.
And so, yeah, make sure you guys do that because we want to continue doing this and grow this platform, not just on the YouTube side, but on the streaming platform side. Yep. And we want to grow a community on Discord.
Yeah. So follow us. We appreciate all the love, man. It's been exciting just getting this thing off the ground. So we appreciate y'all. How do we like close out? Are we like back? What do black people do? I should know. I should know.
We shouldn't have called this Blasian Takeout. We should have called it Wasian Takeout.
Oh my God. Anyway, you know what? Y'all? We love you. Thank you so much for tuning in. And we will see you for another episode of Blasian Takeout. Peace.
Latest.